Welcome back, Duelist. Sam Scalik here. Today we're going to be going over the Spright profile that I just went undefeated with here at my locals. This is my version of Spright Adventure Melfi post Age of Overlord. Hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. To start us off, we are going to look at the 1 Melfi Caddy and the 1 Melfi Penny. These make Herald, that is their only purpose in the deck, is to give me a negate and protection against Droplet. Loved seeing these. These were great. Seeing this in my hand, I felt okay with, no matter what. Just do some stuff, end phase, get it on the board, and I have a possible Herald. Even having Penny in hand didn't feel too bad as long as I had a Spright or another access to a level 2. I can use this and another level 2 to hard make Herald, and if it does end up in the grave, then I can always spin it back into the deck with Herald of Perfection. Spright engine. I am being a little different. I'm running 3 Spright Jet because I absolutely love having Double Cross set. Double Cross is such a good card. Along with the other searchers, we got 3 Spright, 1 Carrot, 1 Red, and I'm a little weird, but I play the 1 Pixies. The way I play this deck, I love getting SP on board, and people usually have a normal summon that's 16 or bigger. So to avoid, my SP losing value and just getting attacked over, Spright Pixies is a very good option. And then we have the 4 targets for Spright Jet. We have Spright Starter, Smashers, Gamma Burst, and Double Cross. I am only playing 1 of each. I don't like seeing too many of these in my hand. I usually want to search for these and have a bunch of other either hand traps or power cards in my hand. Spright Starter, I might bump that up to 2 if I can find space, but the deck is very tight. It's a very tight 44. We run 3 Nimble Beaver for our extra powerful normal summon. Better than the Live Twins because you don't have to have an empty field to get his effect off. So very good. We are running 3 Nimble Angler because honestly, I love seeing this in my hand now. Plenty of ways to pitch it from my hand that I have in the deck, and we run Foolish Burial, which takes place of our other starter. So a bit more consistency, especially when you pair it with the next part of the deck, the Adventure Engine. So we run the 3 Enchantress, 2 Right, 1 Griffin, and then 1 each of Adventure and Dracoback. Absolutely great. Seeing this and Angler in hand means I can make full combo with a Nibiru Protection or an Ash or Imperm, what have you. This is probably one of my favorite sections of the deck. It just adds just a little bit more interaction. Just a little bit more interaction that keeps me playing, keeps my opponent slowed down. Speaking of slowing down the opponent, hand traps. 2 Ash. You can only use it once per turn, so why even bother playing 3? 2 Ghost Bell because Bestials are a pain. Ghost Ogre because there are a lot of continuous spells and traps out right now that are annoying, and Ghost Ogre just happens to hit them. MST negates, and yeah, it's good when it comes up. If not, I'm removing something from the field. Next is 2 Cash Tira Fenrir. I just need it for the Monster Banish. I don't think I've ever summoned 2. I'm usually able to keep a few things on board, but absolutely great going first or second. Love this card. Forces negates. We play the 1 Thrust to search us either Triple Tactics, Talent, or Feather Duster. Love having this in the main deck. When I see it in my hand, I'll Harpies you for 1, 2, your whole back row. Doesn't matter. And then we have our 3 Infinite Impermanences. Love this because it doesn't trigger any of the Triple Tactics cards. And it's just great to have this again for a possible spell or trap negation if they played in the same column. Next, we are doing 2 Spright Sprint. Comes up when it comes up. Angler's effect is not once per turn. If I'm baiting out a negate or an interaction, I'll sometimes send Angler and Angler effect for just one beaver, so I can make a big gigantic and force some things out. Gigantic Spright, 2 of them. Honestly, I don't think 3 is necessary. 2 is absolutely fine, especially the way I play the deck and the other cards you're going to see here soon. 1 Ninja Mosquito, all of this absolutely mandatory, I think. And then going into our links, we have IP, SP, Dark to summon back an IP or SP from my opponent's grave, and possibly make an access code talker with them. I think this package is very good. I think a lot of decks are going to start running this standardly in their extra decks. This is just a very good generic combo, very powerful, very low investment if your opponent has the correct things in their graveyard, which is why I like maining Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansions, because specifically fights Dark's effect to revive from the grave, which can be very, very good. And of course, we have our Melfi engine, the Melfi of the Forest to search Caddy, and the Herald of Arclight to negate things. Now, going into the flex spots or the niche cards, I have the 1 Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. One of the new cards from Agov. If your opponent special summoned 2 or more monsters from the extra deck this turn or last turn, you can overlay him on the monster you control that has the highest attack, which literally means if I don't control any monsters, I can normal summon anything if my opponent special summon enough times and just overlay. He's great. You can't summon anything after him, but he can detach 1, bounce a card, and then you can attack with him. He is also a skill drain on legs for any monster with 3,000 or more attack points. Next is Muckracker from the Underworld. There are a lot of people running around with Harpies, Dark Hole, Raigeki, and I just don't appreciate it. So Muckracker from the Otherworld, I think, is a decent card to have. Plus, if I wanted to, I could, in theory, revive my Star Slayer with it because it is a fiend. So this could, in theory, bring a lot of damage on board just by itself. Next, this helps with a lot of recursion, and that is Herald of Pure Light. This came in a few times for cycling back an IP and SP. Very good card. You can add back to your hand any monster you target, and then shuffle 1 card from your hand back into the deck. So this can help kind of restock the deck if I draw too many Nimbles, or I have cards that I want to search rather than have in my hand. Really good for organizing your hand. And then the last flex spot is Mannequin Cat. Mannequin Cat is really nice. Helps with a lot of recursion as well, as she can summon from anywhere, hand, deck, or graveyard. So she is susceptible to Ghost Bell and Ash. This, especially during grind game, is fantastic. Summon back the Herald, summon back the Muckracker, summon back the Superstar Slayer. All quick effect when your opponent special summons a monster. So really strong lineup for level and link and rank 2 cards here. Side deck, we have the other 2 Triple Tactic Thrusts. Great card, best card in the game. Searches, another good card in the game. Harpy's Featherstorm. You might be thinking, Harpy's Featherstorm. It's basically the trap version of Mystic Mine. But how do you activate it? Well, you activate it based on the Adventure Engine, because Griffin is a Wind Wing Beast. And I can get Griffin out pretty consistently. Was not able to resolve this, though. Never saw it. Never had the opportunity to thrust into it. I might play more of this if I really want it to pop off. I'm still testing. This was just kind of a fun one of tech that I could throw into the side deck, but sadly I never resolved it. But we'll better luck next time, I suppose. Next, we have 3 Droll, because it can end turns, and that's a great ability to have. Next, we have DD Crow, 3 DD Crow, because you don't want a lot of stuff in graveyard to get back to your opponent. That's just a really good, that's just something really good to cut off. And I like this better than the Bestials because this can hit any card in the graveyard, not just lights or darks. So really good. And then we've got 2 good Darlas for the Purely matchup. 1 red Resonator for time. And then 3 more targets for my Triple Tactic Thrust. Change of Heart's really good. More back row hate. More front row hate to just force negates, burn through boards. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this undefeated deck profile.